Would probably ask me, what
Good
happened?
evening,
Suddenly,
Monrovia!
Central Avenue began to dry up.
Okay, what happens?
How about doing a different type of conversation in Monrovia?
What you got on your mind, Ralph?
I mean, like taking a break from the studio and getting out there with nature or something.
Sure.
How about that? How about doing a trip up to Canyon Park? I hear that it's new and improved. And then I also heard that George Hills is a great park ranger. He can give us a fabulous tour. You think you in shape for it?
I hope so.
Have you ever heard of the Monrovia waterfall?
Not really.
Or maybe it's just a legend. I'm pretty sure George could take us all the way back to the waterfall.
Let's go, Ralph.
All right, let's get the equipment and make something happen. All right, on location with Erwin, myself, and George Hills. How you doing today?
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
All right, we got something special planned, and it's a tour through Canyon Park, one of the best kept secrets in the city of Monrovia. Right now, we're going to take a look at the refurbished cabin.
All right. Come on in, Ralph.
The refurbished cabin here.
Okay, well, what happened here is this is part of the Prop A funding we had for the park. We received funds from 1992, I believe it was, and we had a committee put together. This cabin was refurbished, and the additional 400 square foot of space in this cabin is the portion we're in right now. Everything just beyond this beam here, this east-west lane beam, is the original cabin place. And it looks very similar. That's what the fireplace was. It's got the doors in the same location. So it's simply a 400-foot addition with probably twice that as deck space outside. What's really interesting is now it's got heating, air conditioning, the sound quality, the insides are much nicer, much more mountain atmosphere.
Right.
Before it was the 70s, with the big globes, orange colors, and they are quite dated. Much more just seems fitting for the mountains.
All right, now today there's a class.
Here today, we have Plymouth School here today, and this is Tuesday. What's happening is all the 3rd and 4th grade students in Monrovia are visiting this site through the school year.
Right now, this is not just available for Monrovia School. This is available for anyone in LA.
Available to other schools, other youth groups, as well as community organizations. We service, we have tour groups of schools for years now. We've been doing schools. This is really big, Monrovia up here. I just noticed part of the curriculum is Monrovia. Is Monrovia.
Know the town that you live in.
Yes. I think the 3rd grade curriculum involves the like community community history and that sort of thing.
Now, probably you can elaborate to the viewers how important it is to have young people involved in Monrovia's Canyon Park.
Oh, it's the cornerstone of what we try to do. Our job is to help people have a better recreation experience. It's work to help them become better park users. And no one is more approachable and we have more results than the children. We've seen a difference already getting these, every week we're getting 2 groups of like 60 children in the park from the schools. They're going home telling their parents about that, coming back and visiting, and they're good park users.
So the best kept secret is now becoming a known fact.
Well, it's never been meant as a best kept secret, but it certainly turns out that way. We have people who live just outside the park that just, do not visit the park.
Never ventured up this way.
Never been to the park.
Well, with the eye of the camera on the place today, maybe that'll change.
Well, we hope so, especially in the local communities. We've talked to ourselves. I know I've seen you in the park for years, it was Aaron, and a lot of the KGM people, and the park is so nice when you have it to yourself. There's nothing nicer than maybe when there's a lot of people here. I'm not sure which I like better.
Yeah.
You see, like right now we just saw the young people out by the stream, they're having lunch or their studies, I'm not sure which.
Right.
Because as nice as this facility is, one of the neat things about it, we had some of the school teachers up here a couple weeks ago. I believe it was Monroe. She was a little nervous, a little apprehensive about being here in the mountains, but that's about a half an hour being in the building, they got outside the fence and got outside.
Okay.
So,
all right, let's go. Let's go and explore some more Canyon Park. What about the bathroom facilities? They are new and improved. Come, walk this way.
One of the big drawbacks of the facility before, Ralph, was the outdoor toilets.
Yes.
They were, vault toilets like in the mountains, and being that they were used more in this park was full of capacity many days, especially Sundays. We had to turn away visitors. So those vault toilets were under-designed for the use that they're getting. This is much more sanitary than the park.
All right. And I know the women out there loved it.
They do love it.
All right, I should add out to the viewers too, George, that this is handicap accessible, right?
Absolutely. Handicap accessible, the cabin, the nature center up above, as well as several trails and picnic sites in the park.
So this is a place that has no limit.
No limits.
No limits. All right, George, how you doing today?
Thank you.
All right, you just engaged in a tour with the students from Plymouth?
Plymouth, 3rd grade, yeah.
And how did it go?
Very, very well. Yep. They're proud to know that they're owners of this park. They belong to the city of Monrovia.
Okay. And the park is owned by everyone in the LA area too, right?
Yeah, but Monrovia is pretty special.
Okay, now how long have you been involved with the park service?
About 2 years.
About 2 years, and what made you get into it?
I love for nature.
Love for nature. All right, I can hear the voices in the background, so I'll let you go back to doing what you do there, okay? I'm here with a teacher from Plymouth School, Ms. Hewley. What class is this?
This is a 2nd and 3rd grade combination class.
And what brought you out here today at Canyon Park?
We are going to go on a nature hike, and we have already learned about the Monroes who first came here and planted their oak trees. And
all right. You found a centipede. All right, let's get some of the kids on camera and ask, what's your name?
Sandra.
Sandra. All right, Sandra, how you doing today?
Okay.
You enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
All right, good. And what's your name?
Enos.
Enos, how you doing today?
Fine.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
Have you found anything exciting yet? Not yet. Keep looking. And what's your name?
Amy.
Amy? And how are you doing today?
Fine.
Did you thought you'd have this much fun up here today? Don't know yet? Look at that camera right there. Say hi, Mom.
Hey.
Raphael, how you doing today?
Fine.
You doing all right?
Yeah.
Are you good in class?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying this trip up here?
Not yet.
I really haven't decided yet, huh? You're not a nature guy, huh? PlayStations and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Riley.
Riley, how are you doing?
Good.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
Different kind of way to explore nature, huh? Really to be out here. You know, if you're real quiet, you can hear a lot of things. All right?
Yep.
And your name?
Josh.
Can't keep still, huh, Josh? Huh?
No, because I'm too moving.
You're too movie. Okay, something like that. Okay, all right. And
I like to say hi to my mom.
I'd like to say hi to your mom. Say hi to your mom.
Hi.
All right. And your name?
Alex.
Alex, look at that camera, Alex. How you doing today?
Fine.
Found anything exciting yet?
No.
Not yet? You enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
All right, good to be out of the classroom. All right.
Bye, Mom.
All right, we have Ben here. How are you doing, Ben?
Okay.
Sort of shy now since the camera's on you, huh? You enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, Victor. Victor said he found a skunk. Where's it at, Victor?
I don't know.
You enjoying yourself?
Okay.
All right, different kind of way to be out the classroom and really explore nature. Have you been up here before?
No.
First time? All right, good.
Yes.
And how you doing today, sir?
Fine.
You doing all right? You ready to do some hiking? Got your boots on and everything. All right?
Hi, Mom.
What'd you say?
I do this.
You can say hi to mom and dad too now. All right. All right, big Willie here. How you doing today?
Good.
This guy's almost tall as me. You enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
All right. And what school is this again now? And what grade is it?
Third and second.
And what's the teacher's name?
Yes.
All right, good job here. Coming down towards the end of the line. You know, if you get one kid on TV, you got to put them all on. And how you doing today?
Fine.
And what is your name?
Michael.
Michael, you enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Ryan. Promise.
Come on, Lauren. How are you doing today? All right. You having a good time? You able to keep up with the guys? All right. Cassandra, how are you doing?
Fine.
All right. Enjoying a little soft drink and enjoying nature out here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Will you come back?
I don't know.
Maybe, huh?
What did I go? So? You're gonna be eaten by.
And what is your name? Nicholas. How are you doing?
Fine.
All right. You ready to run around and do a little hiking?
Is this real time?
All right. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your name?
Jacob.
Where's your name tag, man?
I came at school late.
A late arrival at school. And what's your name again?
Jacob.
All right, Jacob. You're enjoying yourself. All right.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
Is that it for the class? That's it for your class. All right. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you
We'll
very
get you next, okay? We'll get you next. We'll get you next.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
The next tour, you notice the sign that says 3 grades. What, did someone get hurt in an accident or what?
This is part of the cultural history. Yes, well, they died of typhoid fever, actually. 3 young children, Rankin family.
What?
Okay, they actually lived here at one time.
Actually lived in here. They had a small cabin on the flats. The flats, we believe, is right up behind it. The story goes that the Rankin family, there were 4 children and the mother and father. I believe the mother was Polly and father was Hibbard, but they lived here in the canyon back in the 1870s, actually. And their business was selling honey and lumber products to L.A. About a day and a half trip to get their marketable goods to Los Angeles, get back out here to the canyon. But 3 of the children contracted typhoid fever and died within a month, I believe the dates are. It says on a headstone, I just happen to forget.
Okay, let's take a walk up. Most of the children that's here today wonder if the bodies are actually here.
Okay, and no, they are not. Okay, they have been exhumed. The family actually moved the bodies twice. They moved them from here to the Live Oak Cemetery in Monrovia, and then once again up to Altadena to, I forget the name of the cemetery in Altadena, but they did move the bodies.
So in a way, this is more or less a memorial to
Yes, memorial to the Cho. This was the original burial site, and this is where the headstone was originally placed. You can see it was in this boulder here. Put away. You can still see a piece of the monument in here.
Okay.
Probably 30 years ago, that was vandalized and broken off and placed in cement.
Okay.
And then it's a nice replica of this in the Nature Center at this time, and some old photographs taken back in the 50s, I believe.
Now, will this area stay pretty much how it is?
Yes.
There's no plans to change it?
No. All the development has been done in the original. No new development sites in the park. Only the building sites that we used before are utilized again. In fact, we've done more control to keep everything else
To maintain it?
yes. For instance, in our planting procedures now, we use native species only. We do not bring in any more non-natives.
All right, let's explore more. Now, this is a different kind of a trail. Tell me something about this here.
Okay, what this is opening up these areas for people, particularly the wheelchairs and things like that. So no limitations. This is a handicap accessible trail. It's built with a fiber product underneath and decomposed granite mixed with a cement. So it's firm, but yet looks like natural materials. The grading as such is the same as a handicap ramp in a restaurant or whatever. Goes up here, a few hundred feet for a beautiful look outside over the creek.
Oh,
If you like that, yes. Much improved over what the original architecture renderings were calling for. Much more natural. The interesting thing about Fireman's Flat is no one's absolutely certain, but it's understood that this was made as a fire camp back in one of the big fires. The years are uncertain, but again, we think in the 50s. There was a fire like in 54, I believe. Mm-hmm. And the firemen made this one of a base camp. Afterwards, it turned into a picnic area, and now it's one of the most lovely picnic areas in the park, and great for groups. Church groups, scouts use it.
let's take a look at it. For someone planning a wedding,
Should have someone. This is a great place to use for that wedding, and leave someone posted as guard over the food.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
Chip and Dale might hit it. The food. Yeah, when you make it up here to the top and you're not too far away from the Nature Center, you know what? There's more restrooms. Not just for the male, but also for the female. What is this building here?
It's the brand new Nature Center. This is probably the cornerstone of what goes on in the park. This is where the emphasis really is on outdoor education and park interpretation. And this is where it all starts.
This is where a lot of classrooms are going to end up at, right?
A lot of classrooms end up in here, and hopefully the majority of the visitors. And that's where they learn a bit about what's the plant communities are here, the animals that might be here, interesting points to see, as well as the hazards that may be available.
Well, then they learn something about the neighborhood that's up here
Exactly.
and the inhabitants that live here.
Exactly. And we've gone to, there's some new and interesting techniques in here for nature centers. The philosophies have changed through the years. Now we have displays which almost like imitate what is out there naturally. We have artificial trees and settings of what is out here in the park to see. And by doing this, it's been proven in other nature centers across the country that you better equip people to appreciate what's outside. And we feel certain that people will better appreciate the waterfalls, the overturf cabin about 3.5 miles away. They perform less littering and vandalism in the parks.
Okay. And this is very, very educational for young people.
Very,
Also.
very much so. It's a building block in helping them become better users again. And right down to the location, the setting, how the building was oriented. Looking out over the valley here on clear days, you see Catalina, Signal Hill. And those
Now wait a minute. You can see Catalina from this location?
Absolutely, yes.
On a clear day.
On a clear day. And there's many more clear days now than years past. You read about this in the newspapers, and I can tell you for certain it is. I've been associated with the park for over 20 years.
Okay.
And the days you can see the ocean and Catalina, Palos Verdes Peninsula are far more often, and many days in a row. In fact, I would say this afternoon will be one of those days. When the afternoon breeze picks up around 2:30, one of the prime times out here in the lookout area.
Now, you're a special guy up here. I can feel that right now. Now, we have a big question for Erwin. He's lugging the camera around. Let's see if he's ready to go on a hike back to the waterfall. I know you're ready.
I'm ready to go.
And I might be 50-50. Okay, ready.
Are you ready? Do you want your jacket in, or are you ready to take?
Let's go for it. Now, what's the shortcut to it? Right here.
This is the official trailhead, and it has been the official trailhead probably since 1911 when the park was founded. to Monrovia Falls. There is another access point back down about a quarter of a mile. This is it to the falls, and no smoking, no fires, no mountain bikes. No mountain bicycles are a big issue on this trail because it's for pedestrians only. I remind people the trail is closed because they lose track of time up here.
Oh, okay.
And we keep a nice display of poison oak very close to the entrance. But these are three. It's not doing itself well here. It's dormant now. The poison oak is without leaves at this time.
Okay.
But still identifiable, and you can still catch a severe case of dermatitis from the plant.
Okay.
But we always stop our groups and show them what that looks like.
All right, viewers, we're still in Monrovia. We're still hiking with George. The cameraman, Erwin, is, oh, those biceps are huge. Let's go. This is nice. The beauty of it all right here. It's right in this place. Monrovia Falls. Monrovia Falls right here. So you have to look up. We made it! Yes, indeed! One by one.
Oh, why'd you get a drop?
Have a put it up.
I'm doing it. Oh, you had to go back. Take it. Oh, great. There. Hey, camera.
All right, all those viewers out there that maybe walked away from their TV set wondering if George, myself, and Oren made it to the waterfall. If you rewatch this show, you find out that we really did. I want to thank you so much for making this a different type of conversations in Monrovia, one outside the studio. Now, some of the viewers out there may be asking a question. I would like to be a volunteer. I would like to be more involved with Canyon Park. What's the point of contact, George?
Point of contact is in the park itself. The number, should I say the number? Okay, the number is 359-4214.
All right, somebody's out there saying, well, can you repeat it again?
I hope that's the right number. 359-4214. That'll get you to the park entry station, and anyone of the park staff can answer questions. So please, any questions, come to the park and ask about volunteer opportunities or even user opportunities. We're looking for more volunteers. We have a number right now doing a number of different tasks, from trail work to interpretation work in the nature center here, and other duties.
Okay, now along the walk we were talking about how vital it is for young people to be involved with Canyon Park, and what's your take on that? How important it is for young people and for teachers to get their classes involved? But we're not talking about classes from Los Angeles School District. We're talking about right here in Monrovia.
It's of the utmost importance. It's vital to the survival of the park, and I think to the health of the civilization, if you will. We see a difference when young people see this park early. They have a better appreciation for it. This program at Monrovia Schools is the latest program where they come up every Tuesday. We have a Monrovia grade school, the elementary grades, second and third. That has started since September, and we've seen a difference already. You saw some of the children on the trail today,
Right.
but all of them weren't really enthused about being outdoors.
Yeah, and one fascinating thing about it was, you notice when the children were walking across the rock, they want to get their feet wet. Okay, and everything was like done in a scary type manner. But once they made it across the rock and looked up at the waterfall, they were happy. They wanted to splash some water.
They're happy. They get right in the water. And one of the things the kids love to hear is we share with them. We talk a lot about the cultural significance of the park, the history, as well as the natural history. And culturally, nothing's changed. The Indians, the Gabrielinos, the Serranos, those Indians played in the springs too, in the water. 100 years ago, the Rankin family, they more than likely kicked up the water just like the kids do today.
Following those same trails that we walked down.
Same exact trails. It's a lovely place. For user information and community services, for rental information, the Department of Community Services is the place to call. That number is 357-5046. And there they can answer questions on camping facilities for groups, organizations, meeting rooms, and things like that.
For renting out the cabins for the day. Probably acquiring a permit for a picnic if it's a large gathering.
If it's a large gathering, it's a place to get the Community Services runs that.
All
They
right.
do a wonderful job.
Okay, I know you're a very busy man. I want to thank you so much for helping preserve Canyon Park when it wasn't, quote, a top priority in the city of Monrovia. So now that it is, and you're getting more help, I want to thank you for being a great caretaker and historian and extending a invitation for us to share this with the community.
Thanks for coming out, Ralph.
All right, keep up the good work
Thanks
now.
Thanks for being here.
This is Ralph Walker and Erwin Muir on location with a different type of conversation in Monrovia. And I should have added, one great person said, take the time to smell the roses. Monrovians, take the time to check out Canyon Park.